again. Here he is again. That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
Bruh.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Next Team Podcast, episode 4. It's the same people joining you today, and we have quite a lot to talk about. Even though it's been a relatively quiet week in football, some big things have been happening. So join us as we converse for the next hour or so. And I want to start off by talking about Liverpool, if that's okay with you guys.
Looking forward to it.
Very much so.
I'm not.
Okay. Without wasting any time right away, I want to start talking about Liverpool's horrendous week. 7 days ago, we lost 4-1 to Man City at home, thanks to 2, maybe even 3 Alisson mistakes.
I got the score correct, by the way. Just like to put it out there.
Yes, okay, fine.
I should
yes.
have bet my money on
Fine.
it. Shit.
Fine. Check out episode 3 if you guys want to see Vikas being
Nostradamus.
being a Nostradamus. Yep. And if that wasn't enough, last night they lost 3-1 to Leicester as well. And again, Alisson making a mistake. So come on guys, what are your thoughts about that? As a Liverpool fan, I've only one thing to say. I'm disappointed, but you know,
Klopp out.
it happens. No. Wow. Nope. These
I have something to say.
yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so usually Liverpool is, over the few years, Klopp has taken over them. You don't really associate them with defensive frailties, especially in the last 2 seasons. They always look quite assured at the back. But in just these last 2 games, it's like 15-16 Liverpool, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the vibes is there. And
It's
it's just not something I expected, honestly. I did not expect that to be a problem for you guys this season.
Yeah. And the thing about 15-16 Liverpool is 15-16 Liverpool always outscored our opponents, but the problem is the attack is misfiring now.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like
true.
you can't rely on more than one goal. You can't rely on more than one goal for the from the attackers per game. So
I mean,
that is really hurting us.
I think
So is
15-16
15-16 Liverpool without the good parts and all the bad parts?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a more concentrated version of 15-16 Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think, like, to be fair, right, the goal you guys scored was quite a nice goal. I mean, we were all watching it live. I was pretty taken aback by Firmino's skill, considering the fact that he is out of form. I mean, okay, to be fair, he missed a point blank chance, but yeah, but that's different.
I still don't get how you can blame that on him, by the way. That was an incredible save.
That's an incredible save, but the thing is, right, point blank Premier League striker, no matter what, he will get criticized if he doesn't score from point blank range. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I
have to side with Vikas. I feel you should be scoring from there. It's you just imagine how big the goal is, and then there's one palm, and you manage to hit that one palm. So I feel like.
And to be honest, right, you guys, like, even both games, even the City game and this Leicester game, right, I think you guys were in the game. Apart from your I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but if you guys didn't make those defensive mistakes, like, it's not because, like, I'm just saying it's not because the opponents outplayed you by any means. Like, it's more of your own doing rather than the opponents doing something special. So it's like, I mean, it's kind of shocking considering the fact that you guys have been coping pretty well until the last 2 game weeks. I mean, you guys had some blips here and there, but it seemed like you guys will finish or at least give a nice title challenge. But I mean, now even Klopp himself has ruled it out, lah. So
we are going nowhere near the title.
He just looks like a ball of depression now. But I mean, quite a shag week for him, lah. But
yeah. If you are listening and you didn't know, Klopp lost his mom earlier this week. So yeah, that's what Vikas is saying when he's had quite a bad week. So yeah, I can't imagine it'll be easy on him, but this game demands strong mentality, and hopefully Klopp gets through it. Anyone? Tarun, do you have anything to say on
I really don't want to.
But you have to.
But you have to,
I have to, don't I? I don't know lah. Okay, I mean, I agree with Vikas that both City and Leicester, we were in the game for a good bit of it.
Yeah.
And then I really think
70
the
minutes.
individual,
I think we were in both games for about 70 minutes.
yeah, I really think the individual mistakes cost us both times. Maybe we could have gotten a result otherwise. And to be fair, I mean, you have to give Leicester and City credit where it's due for being able to make good on it. To be able to use the mistake to their advantage, of course. But ultimately, I feel like we did give them some very easy goals, which is not like us. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a mentality thing that's it's fundamentally going wrong.
I just like
But
to ask. Sorry, okay, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, but the more we go into this spiral, the harder it's going to be to get out of it. That's the main issue at this point. We need a solid result to get our feet back on the ground.
Yeah.
And maybe start to bounce back, make a top 4 challenge. Because as it stands, we might end up 6th, I think, at the end of the game week.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
And
6th,
yeah.
maybe worse.
Yeah, maybe worse.
Hopefully
To be fair,
worse.
the next game is the Merseyside derby. So if there's ever a time
Oh my God.
to respond,
Okay, can I just say I'm absolutely not looking forward to that. We have enough injured players as it is.
big DCL scoring the winner on the 90th of minute.
I can just see it.
Yeah, I can just see it.
I can see Duncan Ferguson going absolutely crazy on the touchline while Don Carlo sips his coffee.
Oh my God.
It's
please.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh no, I can see it too clearly. And then Klopp will just be smiling at the sidelines.
He's at Anfield, right?
I have no idea, honestly.
At this point, does it make a difference?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't
what I
make
was
a
gonna
difference.
say is they haven't won at Anfield since the 90s.
Now is the
God.
best time for them to do it, actually.
That does not make me any less
Yeah.
nervous.
yeah. It makes me more nervous.
Yeah.
What, they
Oh
haven't
no,
won
can
since
you
the
imagine
90s?
Everton fans? Can you imagine Everton fans if they win?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, actually, I wanted to ask, yesterday's mistake, right? Like, I mean, we all watched it together, the Alisson and Kabak.
Can I just say that was a very big mistake on my part. Should never have come to watch it with you guys.
Oh,
Oh, that's a mistake.
Oh, that's a mistake. I see. We should do it more
Okay.
often, by the way. Yeah. What my question is actually like, whose fault do you think that error was? Like, is it Alisson's fault or is it Kabak's fault or is it a combination of both? Whose ball is it, first of all? For me personally, I think it's a keeper's ball because he can see.
Personally,
the-
I would also say it's a keeper's ball, especially considering Alisson was playing very high the whole game. So I mean,
Correct.
he should be coming out
But
collected.
okay, at the same time, right, as a centre back, I know that those kind of uncertain balls played on top. Personally, I would just clear it to the sideline, which is what I think Kabak was trying to do. And maybe he didn't hear his keeper shout or something. But I mean, if you guys did, any of the Liverpool fans actually like watch the analysis or something, like whose fault was it? Did Alisson give a shout? Because I think now we don't even have crowds in the stands. Right? We would hear Alisson shout mine lah. Personally, I didn't hear it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't hear anything from.
Yeah,
Alisson.
I don't think there was any communication. between
There was
them.
zero
Yeah, I
communication.
didn't-
in my
Kabak was
opinion.
completely watching the ball. He only knew Alisson was there when he turned around and they collided.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
it
Could
could have
even
been
be
avoided,
coming
honestly.
out of his.
I think
box
it's
or-
fine for Alisson because Alisson is. I mean, I know his mistakes, but he's pretty good with his feet
Yes.
lah, in general.
That's what he does, lah. I mean, that's his
Yeah,
playing
that's
style.
his style of play. And modern keepers
Because
nowadays,
ultimately, the thing is, he's the one covering the back when we play a high line, which is, I mean, all the time. So he's the one who is covering the space behind the defenders. So that's what he was doing, but there was the miscomm, and that's what happened, lah.
So personally, I would blame the keeper for not communicating properly because Kabak is a new guy. He just came in. Maybe he's a long-term solution.
But he didn't need to have
Oh,
come out of
no.
his box. I feel. No man. Like he didn't need to have.
No
charged
lah,
up.
I think it's fine because like the modern day keeper nowadays is like is a sweeper keeper. Like typically the best keepers in the world, like see like Ederson, Alisson, and Neuer. All these guys
But-
are going to come out of the line and they are very confident on the ball. They are very confident with their feet. And
Yeah, it's especially
yeah.
important for a team that plays a high line because you can't expect the defenders to be backtracking to collect these kind of balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So for me, I want to weigh in on this. Okay. So I'll admit, yesterday when I saw the mistake, I thought it was actually Kabak's fault. But now I feel like they have to share the blame. Actually no, I feel the blame falls a bit more on Alisson, because he can see Kabak going for the ball. Even if you shout, Kabak's eyes on the ball. And Alisson can see Kabak. I'm pretty sure if Alisson had just stayed put, Kabak would have cleared the ball. Like I don't mean to shit on Alisson. I love Alisson, but I just, from like thinking on it, like since yesterday, I feel that's the situation, at least in my opinion. So I think Alisson has to take more of the responsibility, and I also feel that as a keeper, you're supposed to command the back line, and as a keeper you're not doing that, then you've already failed. You've already made your first mistake. If there's a miscommunication in the back line between you and the defender, it falls on the keeper, because the defender can't see what the keeper is doing. Correct? The keeper is supposed to organize the line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
It's ultimately ultimately down to.
I completely agree with what you say.
Ultimately,
Like if I'm because I've played, I'm talking as if I'm a professional player lah, but if I don't hear a shout from a keeper, right, my natural tendency as a centre back will be to clear the ball. I'll just keep my eyes on the ball and
Everyone.
just clear it, lah.
That's the thing.
I mean,
whether everyone does that.
Whether it's a successful clearance or not is another thing lah, but I will try to clear it lah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think that is for me personally. I feel that's Alisson's fault lah. He should take more.
Yeah.
Command.
But not fully. I feel Kabak also is partially to blame, but not as much as Alisson.
I would not even put any blame lah. I think Kabak is just watching the ball, trying to do his job, and he didn't hear anything from Alisson. So I do not see any problem with that. And especially he's playing his first game. He's not really he's only had a few training sessions with the Liverpool team. So as a senior player, you expect Alisson to actually take charge, and actually, in fact, he should be the one guiding the young guy lah. He shouldn't be the other way around lah. That's what
to be honest, I was surprised he started in the first place. I thought it would be Nat Phillips or something like that.
Honestly, I mean, apart from that, he was having a pretty decent game lah. I didn't think he was bad per se or anything. He wasn't like.
But
he was
the reason
He was also played. Can't remember who played him outside for the third goal, which is.
Kabak.
I mean
that itself is a controversial decision, right? The onside thing.
No, not the VAR one.
Oh, the third goal.
The third goal.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought talking about the first one. Yeah.
I mean, he's still very new lah, so it's going to take some time to adjust. I feel like maybe Leicester wasn't the right game to throw him into the mix here.
Yeah, I mean, Nat Phillips has been playing brilliantly. But Klopp is in like a damned if you do situation. We played Nat Phillips and we lost, and everyone was be like, why he didn't play Kabak.
That's true.
So, I mean, we can talk about this till the cows come home lah, but I feel that, at the end of the day, it's down to the 11 players on the pitch, and I don't know what they are doing because Kabak, the third goal, okay, to be fair, I mean, I don't really think Schalke play the offside trap system, which Liverpool play a lot, and that it requires a lot of timing. So I don't really hold it against Kabak that he's been thrown into the mix, and then I don't expect him to not make any mistakes against Leicester of all sides. So it's fine. I can give a free pass for that. When the more experienced players fail to step up, and the more experienced players make mistakes, it's a bit harder to accept. Especially when I thought this was supposed to be over. The goalkeeping, Liverpool's goalkeeping woes were supposed to be over. So why is this happening?
Yeah.
Directly resulted in 4 goals in 2 matches, from Alisson. So it's not I don't know. I wouldn't say something's going on, but
I think his head's not in the right space, right?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, if it wasn't in the right space yesterday, it certainly isn't now.
Maybe. Do you think maybe he should be dropped for a game?
It's bad because he was actually having a pretty good game, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, he even pulled off an amazing save.
Oh my god, that save!
He had some
we watched it live.
Fantastic saves.
Yeah, to the general public, all of us actually watched the game live yesterday, together. And I mean, after seeing, and I think that save he made was after the Kabak and Alisson mistake. right?
Uh-huh.
If correct me
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm
I
wrong.
think
It
so.
was right after that. It was after the mistake. So I mean, I don't think he's still a fantastic keeper lah. I mean, he's just going through a blip in form. I think everyone does go through that patchy period. But yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's just something that generally great players, right? They overcome these kind of patches in form. It's more of a mentality thing lah. And I have no doubt that Alisson will come back stronger. Yeah. But I mean, for me as a United fan, I mean, I hope this goes on as long as it can. But yeah lah, that's the thing. Yeah, maybe.
So predictable.
Let's also not take credit away from Leicester. I think they were deserving, in a sense. They were like they're very poaching and like very aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You want to move on to the next result?
Yeah, no, just give me a moment. I wanna talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just it's a quick one.
Okay, sure.
Most losses of possession by a player in a single Premier League match this season. In third place, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold with 38 times against Southampton on the 4th of Jan.
Okay.
In second place, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold with 39 losses of possession versus Burnley, 21st Jan. And in first place, we have 45 losses in possession, Trent Alexander-Arnold versus Leicester City
Beautiful.
yesterday.
Beautiful.
Are you serious?
I think this
Yeah.
stat is a bit skewed though for me, because
Yeah, I
when
honestly
they say-
thought he was having a decent game.
No, because when they say loss of possession, right, every time you cross the ball and it doesn't meet a Liverpool player, it's considered loss of possession. And the way Liverpool plays, they have to make like a lot of crosses. So the
Okay,
stat kind of
yeah,
skews the.
Fair point. Then,
I feel like
my-
45
then
is
my
still a lot.
my counter argument to you will be, why are you still crossing if it clearly isn't working?
But okay,
But isn't that how the fullbacks play?
that's how yours. That's a side
They
of play.
do, but you're supposed to change it. What I mean, you can't like if you don't have the key to a door, you can't keep bashing it and then expect it to fall down or some shit. Right? You can't like bash through the door. They're supposed to find a key to the lock. So
But I think
like,
that's
you're supposed to find a
strength also,
solution
right?
to the
No,
problem.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's his strength. But
So if you keep
You're
using his
supposed
strength,
to-
it's good for the
if
team.
you're such a good player in such a world class team, you're supposed to find a solution. You find a way around the problem. Like we can blame the system till the cows come home lah, but after okay, so Pramod, what you say, right? I think it will be valid if you were saying this on the 4th of Jan. If I'm saying this after Trent's game versus Southampton, then you can be like, oh, okay, the system, what cause of the system of this? I mean, you can say that. Sorry, I talked in Tamil, guys. then, but now there's been two other occasions where he's lost even more possession. He's lost possession even more times. So at that point, the excuse is not valid because you're not learning from your mistakes. Not him as a player, but I'm saying like the team in general. So I'm just using Trent as an example. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Please
that
use more such
the stats are
examples.
stacked against him this season. Okay. Anything else to say? If not, I'll move on. I want to talk about the Champions League and Europa League for this week.
Wait.
What's up?
I think we need to talk about the City result also lah.
Which City result?
Yes,
Oh, the Tottenham
Tottenham
game.
City.
The one this morning.
Yeah,
Tottenham City.
Yeah, I mean,
Yay.
briefly lah. I mean,
Woohoo, City won 3-0. I mean, what? Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Gundogan is playing fantastically well lah. Just putting it out there. I think last week we had the shout of underrated player. I think now he's properly rated now. I think people can actually see what a good player he is.
Yeah.
And
He's having a blinder, man.
yeah, and Spurs are playing. I think Arjun can describe this better. How are Spurs playing? Tell me, my man.
I mean, yeah, they are a bit of a nothing thing right now. I mean, if Kane and Son don't perform, then it's over for them basically. I mean, Kane hit the post with the free kick.
Oh yeah, that's a very sick.
Yeah. So it's them relying on individual brilliance. And, Pramod, your buzzwords.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it's not looking good for my man Jose Mourinho.
Actually, yeah, true. Actually, I realized Arjun actually has a point. Like Spurs actually, because of the style of play under Mourinho, to be honest, coming to think of it, Mourinho relies a lot on individual moments of brilliance.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
does.
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, their good
never thought
form
of it
was
that way.
mostly because of Kane and Son's ability to constantly
Yeah.
produce, and you
Yeah.
just can't rely on those players over
Correct.
entire season. And so now we're
Yeah.
seeing that dip in form, and because they don't really have a proper style of play, as to say, now they don't really have a plan to go about to solve this problem. So they're looking around for solutions, but they don't have any because they didn't ever really plan for it. They just thought, okay, Kane will score 1 goal, Son will score 1 goal. Next week,
Yeah,
next
yeah,
week
yeah.
it will be the other way. Maybe a goal from Ndombele sometimes, and then that's it.
Sometimes. No, but I think it's more to do with their defensive frailty. Like for the Mourinho team, right, they need to have a very solid backline.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
That is essential for his system to work. And at the moment, for some reason, like the players just aren't cutting it. I don't think they're particularly bad players per se. I think Alderweireld was a very good player under Poch.
Yeah,
When
that's
they
very true.
mounted the title challenge. I forgot which season exactly, but
I would say, right, Hotspur is actually a fantastic signing for them. Even
Hotspur,
even
yeah,
with,
right.
even
Yeah.
with the form that they're in, right, he is very, very important to the way they play. Like a lot of the times that they score, right, you will notice that Hotspur was the guy who broke up the play to give them the opportunity in the first place. So yeah. So, yeah.
I saw his tackle stats pretty high up in the league also. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they did have a very good summer in terms of recruitment. It's just now they have to move on from relying on just 2 players and involve more of the players in their way they attack. Yeah, I think that's something.
I think they need a Van Dijk-like player at the back, like a really established centre back, for them to actually go to the next level. Like I think they might win a trophy this season, like one of the cups. They are in the Carabao Cup final, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I think
Who are they playing against?
They are
City.
playing against City, so yeah, I don't think it's happening.
But I
Okay.
honestly, knowing Mourinho, I think he can pull it off. Like I can see him pull it.
that's true, but it's the
He
Carabao
turns
Cup.
up. Yeah,
it's their trophy.
for me. I think
It's
for
City's trophy, yeah.
Sorry.
Isn't
City
it
owns that-
basically
owns that
City's
trophy,
trophy at this point?
It is, but Mourinho is Mourinho. He wins stuff somehow.
Yes, okay.
So yeah, I can actually see him nicking it.
Is the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object? The curse of Spurs
So
against
if-
Mourinho.
Yeah, just wondering if Spurs finished 6th, but they won the Carabao Cup, would this be a good season for them?
I
No.
think it.
I
I think
think it
any
will
trophy.
be.
I
It
think
is,
any trophy.
They haven't won a
No,
trophy
not
since
with the
like,
no. Surely
forever.
not.
The Audi Cup.
Surely they cannot be happy with the players they have at their disposal. You have arguably the best striker in England, like a out and out striker, traditional striker in England, and you have a brilliant attacking mid or a wide player in Son, and how can you be happy with 6th and
But the
Carabao
thing is,
Cup?
for a lot of Tottenham fans, they haven't seen a
Yeah,
trophy in
yeah,
their whole
think
life.
about it in
so
the fans'
it's
perspective,
an extremely big thing already.
For them,
And Mourinho was
yeah.
brought in to win a trophy. He wasn't.
So okay, so it's
Yeah.
a case of it's a case of being happy with what they get.
Yeah, because silverware. At the end
But
of
they
the
could
day
have
is their
gotten
ultimate
so
goal
much more.
at
They
this
could
point.
they could have actually been like they could have actually gotten so much more.
True.
But it's just a case of
they at this
they'll
point
be
they
happy
won't
with
sack Mourinho if he
what they
wins a
get.
trophy. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Of course, they
Trophy
wouldn't
is good enough.
sack
Yeah.
him. Yes.
Honestly, the way
I think
things are
he'll
going,
get
they
at least
might.
another
Like I don't think he's that far away from getting a sack. Like how much patience do you think the board they had Poch for 5 years and they were willing to give him the X. How long do you think Mourinho is going to take them to sack Mourinho? I don't think it's that long.
and quick and it's even worse when quick success is kind of your entire identity. Mourinho is a 3-season manager. He comes in, he wins you a couple of trophies, and then at the 3rd season he gets axed. So when it's not working at the first season, it doesn't bode well for the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So in that case, Mourinho is at even more of a disadvantage than other managers because you are supposed to he already has a transfer window. He's already had a transfer window. So when you hire that kind of you hire him for a very specific thing, and if it's not done, then you need to, because if you stick with him, you're just wasting the next 2 years. You can have another. I mean, circling back to it, I don't even think they should have sacked Pochettino in the first place. But that is, I mean,
yeah, that's a debate for another day, lah.
idiots.
I feel like a lot of the players that are still there are still kind of salty about the Poch sacking.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because they
Do you
really
thi-
trusted
do you-
him as a manager.
Do you think Dele Alli is being treated unfairly? Like at this point,
absolutely,
he's
yes.
he's a
Yes.
he's still a very good player. Like I mean, maybe his attitude. I mean, I saw if you guys watch the Spurs documentary on Amazon Prime, right? Like you see first training session, right? He calls Dele Alli lazy, like straight off the bat. But he has a resurgence in form under Mourinho, like towards the second half of the season, and then for some reason this season he just doesn't start. He's nowhere to be found. Like I personally feel he's the kind of player they need right now, especially when, as Arjun pointed out, they actually rely on individual moments of brilliance, and he's one such player who can provide their creative spark, and like he can actually take the game.
But
by
who
the
do you
scruff of
take
the
out
neck.
from that team to put
I
Dele
don't
Alli?
think he's a hard worker though. I think Mourinho.
Yeah,
He's
but
not- he's
what
not-
I mean
he's
is like
not a
he's
hard
like
worker.
kind of player who can provide you the individual moments of brilliance. At least get him off the bench. Like that's what I'm saying. You don't have to start him per se. Maybe he's not going to fit your system, but he will. He doesn't play 90 minutes. He can just come in the second half.
Yeah, he did come on against City yesterday.
Oh, he did.
As did Bale.
Oh, sorry.
think he did.
Okay, I didn't.
I'm not-
I didn't really check the subs, but from what I feel, okay, at least for the major part of the season, he wasn't playing, is what I'm saying. And to me, that's a player of his quality shouldn't be on. He's not even in the. Most of the time, he's not even in the squad itself. Like that's what I'm saying.
I'm very
And
confused
that is
as
the
to
crime.
what they really want to do with him, because he wanted to leave in the January transfer window, but then they
Yeah.
didn't want to let him go. But he doesn't play. So what are you doing with the player then?
Yeah,
Like, what's the point? You might as well let him go. if he wants
They want
play
to find a
somewhere else.
replacement for him, but they can't find a replacement, so they just keep.
But he doesn't even he's not even involved in the squad that much. So is he really someone that needs to be replaced?
I'm not
He's
sure.
expendable at this point. It just doesn't make sense.
True.
Okay, right. If you guys have had said enough, I mean, it's already going to be half an hour into the podcast. So
much
we
for keeping it
seriously need to
shorter.
keep it moving.
This is going to be a 90
yeah, we
minute
seriously
banger.
need to keep it moving. Okay. Let's move.
Yeah.
I want to talk about UCL and Europa League.
UEL is correct.
Yeah, it's correct.
Yeah. I know. It just sounds weird to say. Okay, so I want to talk about the Champions League and Europa League. Let's just have some score predictions. Why don't we hear one prediction from one person per match? No, not per match. One prediction from one person. Yeah, per match. What the hell? Mönchengladbach versus Man City. Who wants to take a gander at what the score will be?
I think it's going to be a thrashing.
Yes. Okay, Pramod, go on. Just throw a number out there.
Maybe minimally 2 digits. No, I'm kidding. But like, okay, let's say 5. I think it's going to be 5 mil.
Okay, 5-0. 5-0. We have to breeze past that. That 2 digit.
Okay.
I love you, Pramod. Anyway, up next, Atletico versus Chelsea. Who wants to take that?
Well, I'll take that.
Okay, go on.
I'll say 3-1 to Atletico.
Ooh, good shot.
3-1 to Atletico.
That seems fair.
Yeah,
They are en route
that's
to
fair.
winning the La Liga. It's actually a very good.
Yeah,
Atletico
dude,
side.
Suarez has become like a beast again.
Yeah,
He just
it's crazy.
Okay,
all the
Is it
players
okay
that
if
they
I
let
take
go
Leipzig
are
versus-
playing damn well. Rakitic at Sevilla just scored against them in the cup. It's damn funny.
It's just unlucky.
Yeah. Okay.
okay. Is it okay if I take Leipzig versus Liverpool?
Yes. Go for it.
Okay.
Come on.
That's a
Leipzig
very good-
versus Liverpool. I am. I've predicted
Having
Liverpool
seen
to.
what they did to United, it's quite worrying.
I can see the meme. I can see the meme intro coming in already. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's the intro for next week is getting ready. Okay. I've backed Liverpool to win the last 2 times and they've lost. So this time I'm gonna back Leipzig in the hopes that Liverpool will win somehow. I'm gonna say, yeah. We have a misfiring attack. Okay, yeah. 3-1 Leipzig. That's my prediction.
The old reverse
Yeah,
jinx trick, eh?
Big call.
Yeah, they're gonna skip us. They're gonna kick us while we are down. So
Fair enough.
okay. I wanna, before I touch on the Barca and PSG match, I wanna touch on the Europa League first, and then I'll circle back to Barca versus PSG because that's a big game. So Europa League, Real Sociedad versus Man United. Come on, resident United fans, who wants to take that?
I'll take it since Pramod
Okay,
took
go
City.
Go.
I can see us losing this. I'm not even gonna say.
Okay.
I do not
Score,
know.
score.
I can see
Score
us
prediction.
botching it. I think 2-1 to Sociedad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My Arsenal fan. Come on, Arjun. Benfica versus Arsenal.
5-0.
I mean, there's wait, wait. There's 2 legs, right? So
No, we just call the first leg. Don't need to...
oh, okay.
Yeah, we just
So
call the first leg.
The first leg is being played in I think Greece, if I'm not wrong. At Olympiacos
it's alright,
Stadium,
it's,
the stadium that we
it's
got
alright.
knocked out.
Okay, right.
So
Yeah,
I think some memes are about to happen.
Okay.
But
Come on,
I'll
give me a
back my
scoreline.
team. I'll back my team because I don't think Benfica are doing that well as well. So
Another potential meme content. Okay,
yeah, the way I phrased it was for the memes, honestly. I'll say 2-1 to Arsenal.
Okay lah.
2-1 to Arsenal. Okay, right. Circling back to the Champions League, there's a big game, Barcelona versus PSG. And all of us are going to give our score predictions for this. So I'm going to start with Vikas. Vikas, you can give your prediction. Keep in mind, Neymar is not playing.
Oh, yeah. He has a
his sister's
birthday party to get to.
He has a birthday party to get to.
I think Barca will actually bounce back from their poor league form, and they will take the first match 2-0. But I see PSG winning the overall tie. 2-0 to 2-0 the first leg for Barca.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I will take it.
I can. Okay, sure. Yeah, go first.
Okay. I would say 1-0 for PSG.
Oh, okay.
1-0 PSG. Okay.
Okay. Pramod?
Okay, so for me, right, this match stands out because I remember the 6-1. You know, remember the 6-1.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Classic
I don't know for some reason I don't see these clubs being at the zenith of what they were at that time after losing the front three. So and without Neymar and stuff. So I don't think it'll be as entertaining lah. And you see people like Ricky Puig and like I don't know what's the other guy, Ansu Fati. I don't think they're at the level of Suarez and whoever. So I don't see it being a very high scoring match. But I agree with Vikas. Overall, I think PSG probably will beat Barca. But I think maybe Barca will score like 1 goal in the first leg. Maybe 1-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Arjun?
I think it'll be. I don't think it's going to. Yeah, I agree with Pramod. They're not really at the height of their powers right now, Barca. And PSG, without Neymar, they might struggle. But I still think PSG have the edge, so I'll go 2-1 PSG.
Okay. Yep, it's me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the exact same thing. I'm gonna say 2-1 PSG, even though there's no Neymar. They still have Mbappe and Di Maria. And then Di Maria still plays for them, right?
Yeah.
Like, as in, does he
Yeah.
start?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so they still have these kind of players, and I think Barcelona have been notorious Champions League flops in the past few years. So I don't see it changing.
Yeah, that's
anytime
very fair.
soon.
That's very fair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That just about covers it for the Champions League and Europa League predictions. Let's say. Okay. Moving on. I know this might seem a bit sudden, but if you guys remember the Liverpool loss to Man City, you notice. I mean, Gundogan was amazing, but another player that really deserves a lot of credit is a certain Phil Foden. Absolutely ripped our defense to shreds. That has opened up a very good avenue for conversation. Who is the best under-23 player in the league? Let's discuss about that for a while. So, who wants to start off?
I'll go last.
Seriously?
Complete
silence.
Brilliant.
I'll go last because I got
BK, you just
some,
pick lah.
like
No, not me first. Not me first. There's
What is going on?
absolutely not.
Why not we start
I'm
with
notor-
our resident
I'm very-
Liverpool fan?
Who? Tarun, is it?
Tarun.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Tarun, start first.
I mean, I obviously my first option would be Trent, but I think it feels a bit too obvious. So I would go with Curtis Jones. Maybe he's not the best U23 player in the league, but I think he's starting to really come into his own as a good option.
Yeah.
For Liverpool coming off the bench or even starting. He's been good in recent matches, I would say. He's had maybe not the best couple of weeks recently, but yeah, he's good. He's adding a new dynamic to our side because he's a very direct kind of player. He's he takes the ball, he runs with the ball, which is, you know, it's nice to see from our midfield. Other than that, it tends to be quite flat sometimes, and this is a nice new dynamic that I enjoy watching. So that's my vote for. Again, probably not the best U23 player in the league, but it's probably my favorite.
He's actually under 21, so you have a lot of time to improve. So
Yeah,
He's
sure.
really-
Yeah, that works.
yeah.
And with that goes all the Liverpool options, because you can't say Trent. And
I mean,
you
you can still see
no,
Trent.
you can say Trent. I mean, when I'm saying you can't say Trent, I mean it's too like cliche or.
Cliche. I mean, especially after
He's
BK
like-
gave that stat, I don't think you can say it.
He's the best right back in the world. What? So if you say he's the best
Yeah.
under 21, it's quite.
Okay. Up next. Who wants to go next?
I can go. lah.
Arjun.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. So my choice is James Justin from Leicester actually.
Yes.
Yeah, he's 22 and he is. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be that good. I know like he had a very good patch of form when he came in, but I thought that's just something that happens when new players come into the side. But yeah, he's more than more than competent enough to fill up that gap Chilwell left after he left for Chelsea. And he's the modern fullback. He can attack, he can defend, and he's very good at staying wide and finding those key moments to overlap. And yeah, he's got a very good chemistry with the wide players at Leicester. So I think he's a player that
Is he
Sorry?
a right back or?
he's
right
a right back, but he has played
Wow.
at either position.
That's another right back for England.
He's
But the
he's
thing is,
injured right now, right?
the thing is he plays at left back more often now because Ricardo Pereira is back. And then of course Castane, the guy they signed from Atalanta also. So I feel like long term he will be the left back option.
Okay, good point.
Yeah. So that's my choice.
he's
He's
injured,
out
right?
for the season, right?
I think he's out for the season most likely. Yeah.
That's unlucky.
Or ACL,
but-
is it?
Yeah, but
Yeah, ACL.
he will be a very important player for them if he can solidify. his
Yesterday
form.
they play without him and they'll still look quite solid. actually.
Yeah,
they are a good-
Ricardo
very, very
Pereira
good
played
team.
left back, right?
That's Amati,
Yeah.
I think.
Amati played right back.
Amati played right, then Ricardo went to left.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they were still fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Who's next?
I can go lah.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so for me, I believe that I should be the voice of the centre backs, being a centre back myself, and
Whoa.
yes, and one such player is Wesley Fofana from also Leicester. So yeah, I think Fofana was brought in as a good young player, one for the future, and I don't think Leicester actually saw him starting for them when they signed him from Saint Etienne. I think they paid quite a bit of money for him. I'm not sure exactly what they paid, but the thing is, since Soyuncu's injury, I mean he's back now, but the time he was injured, I thought Fofana had a fantastic run of fixtures, and he actually has been solid for them at the back, and he's showing maturity beyond his years. And the fact that Leicester are actually third in the league right now has a lot to do with his defensive prowess. And I think he's been fantastic. His I think one stat that actually stands out for me was his interceptions. He's made 41 interceptions in the league, and he's 7th overall, and actually the best for Leicester itself. So I think for a young player to come in and do that, and he's played about 16 games this season, where Leicester have played 24 so far, and he's played 16 of them, and he's been part of 9 of those wins. And I think he's definitely played a big role. He's like 20 right now, and he's definitely one to watch, and maybe someone United can possibly sign for our long-term backline.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I mean, and wait for them to jack up the price to another 80 million.
You heard it. You heard it here first.
They made a profit by selling us Maguire. They got Soyuncu,
Yep.
and then this guy.
Everyone is
Fofana.
linked to United. No, I'm not having this. Okay, I'll go next. Who's left is me and Pramod left, is it?
Mm.
Okay, so I am going to go for Pedro Neto from Wolves.
Wow, that was mine.
Oh,
It's okay. Go.
suck it.
I got one more. It's okay. Let's go.
I got so there's two reasons basically. The first reason being he's a brilliant player. He's not even 21 yet. Second reason being my choice was Wesley Fofana and Vikas just took it. Yes. Anyway, okay, so Pedro Neto, but this guy, he's seriously something. So Jimenez has, as we all know, he suffered a fractured skull and he's out for most of the season. I doubt he'll return this season. And they sort of piled all their expectations on Fabio Silva, the 18-year-old quote unquote wonder kid. And of course, he's 18 years old. He's misfiring a lot. You can't expect him to carry the team on his shoulders. But somehow Neto is sort of easing that burden on the rest of the team. He's playing brilliantly. So he leads the team. He leads Wolves in pass completion rate and chances created, assists, crosses, and pass attempts in the attacking third. And within the league, only Jack Grealish has created more chances from the left wing. So that's more than, so what other left wing players do you know?
Rashford,
let's not
Sane,
talk about Mane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Sterling.
Yeah.
That's
So
very good.
he's
Son also.
and he doesn't turn 21 for another 2 months if I'm not wrong. So he's I have no idea how this guy is flying so low under the radar, but it's crazy. Like I couldn't believe.
I think because Wolves aren't particularly fantastic this season as they were previously. So like
that's probably it.
they sort of don't come under the spotlight as much. Maybe like like teams like Sheffield and Wolves last season, we were taking note of like a lot of their players. Like Dean Henderson was one standout from Sheffield, and a lot of the young players like Ruben Neves and Wolves were like standing out last season. So I think this season we don't see those players stepping up as much now. But yeah, I think definitely Pedro Neto is a very good shout.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most if not all of the top 6 sides will have their eye on him, because this is just brilliant for a 20-year-old to sort of ease the pressure on the team like that. I think it's something very, 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 very impressive. So now we move to Pramod. Have you?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just add on to what you say, and then I'll talk about.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
So I think Arjun, of all people, will know how he was a player of the match against Arsenal, right? I think, if I'm not wrong, Arjun, the one where you all lost.
Yeah. I think he was.
Yeah.
the player
So
of the match.
like that was a game where he really stood out. Like, and then definitely he's one to look out for the future, lah. Okay. So my player is okay. So when we started thinking, like brainstorming, I wanted to like pick someone from the lower league, because people usually go under the radar, and one of those players I feel is Tariq Lamptey, right back of Brighton. And the reason why I think he's one of he could be okay. So basically, like if you look at his height, right, he's only 1.64, which is shorter than even like Messi and Maradona. And history hasn't been kind to diminutive people of this stature. So naturally, when you look at him as a right back, as a defender, you don't expect him to perform that well. But the way he carries the ball down that right wing or the right flank is quite insane. And the fact that the only reason why Chelsea let him go, right, is because they have another equally or even better right back in Reece James, which also could be part of this topic. But yeah, I'm not going to that. So yeah, this guy is amazing. Okay, so when I say I know you have numbers to back your stuff up. For me, it's more of like because stats are not the best way. For me, it's more of the eye test. If he looks good for the eye, I think he's amazing. And the way he's been playing for Brighton, he's injured now, I think. But then I remember one game, the game where Bruno scored that penalty after the final whistle. That game, he absolutely ripped apart Luke Shaw, and he was very, very good in that game. That was one thing that really stands out, and he's definitely one for the future. And one player I really compare him to is like someone like Marcelo from Madrid. They have very similar playing styles in that they are not very, very big and aggressive defenders, but they're very technical on the ball, very quick, and they can whip a good cross in, and they win penalties for the team, which is definitely something very useful. Definitely, yeah. So that's what I have to say about Lamptey. Yeah. If there's time, I'll drop another name, but I don't know if there's time. So up to
drop the name and then we'll move on.
Okay, no, this is not
Because
controversial. It's just a name. What do you think about Declan Rice? Because I don't see the hype in him.
That was my
So
second
I'm just
player
asking.
pick, by the way.
Let's not.
Yeah, but I think it's.
I rate Declan Rice. Let's not step on the toes of our shouts from the stands. We'll discuss Declan Rice later.
Yeah, but okay lah. If there's no time, it's fine lah. But yeah, that's Lamptey. I love him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So okay. Okay. So is everyone done?
Yeah.
So that's everyone, right? Okay.
Yep, that's everyone.
Sick. So Swiftly moving on to shouts from the stands. The one segment that you guys seem to love tuning into. We have the data from last week. We have the analytics, and you guys seem to love this. So okay, so this past week we we asked you guys on Instagram which club in the Premier League has been the surprise package of the season and who has been their catalyst. So we've had quite a few replies, but only about 4 unique answers. So I'm just gonna condense them together as much as I can. Okay, starting with CB1304 and Ed Soup. I love that name. The two of them say that Everton have been the surprise package, and Soup didn't give a catalyst, but CB says it's James Rodriguez. Who wants to talk about this?
Yeah, so I'll take it lah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so definitely, yeah, Everton has been, at one point of time they were leading, and then there were talks of them going to win the league and stuff. So I believe every club over here at one point they were very high up on the table lah. So definitely the way Ancelotti has been getting the players to play is very good. His signings of Allen and James Rodriguez. Okay, James Rodriguez is what our as you mentioned here, but yeah, equally the other players have been performing well also. Although they have kind of stagnated now, but I feel like in terms of the word surprise package means you don't expect them to perform as well at the start. So I think that's a very fitting title for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Is that it? Can I move on?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Up next, we've had 3 separate responses saying West Ham have been the surprise package of the season, and so the 3 people are at T Howen. Once again,
Super fan.
thank you so much, bro. Yeah, super fan. T Howen. Okay. So T Howen at Prav20, Praveen, friend of the show, and another Praveen at Praveen__VG say it's West Ham. Both the Praveens say that Souček is the catalyst, while T Howen says that Declan Rice is the catalyst. He also goes on to say Man's a monster. If only United spent 80 million on Rice instead of Maguire. So who wants to take this? Who wants to open this can of worms?
I will
How
take
about
the West
we-
Ham thing, but
How about we read
I
the
would
next
rather
one
not
also?
open the can of worms. Yeah.
Okay, go on.
I mean, yeah, it's West Ham is a very good shout, of course. They are sixth. They have a game in hand on Liverpool, which means if they win, they can go to 4th or
Yep.
5th if Chelsea win. Yeah, of course, it's a very good season for West Ham, I would say. I don't really think people expected them to be competing for European spots, but here we are looking at West Ham maybe making Europe and Liverpool not making it. So yeah.
It's a wonderful time to be alive.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe this might be a bit too personal for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, swiftly moving on. Yeah,
Yeah.
Souček, it's I would say personally, I think that is their catalyst.
Yeah.
But
I
of
would
course,
say-
Declan Rice.
Yeah. I would
Declan
say
Rice is
Souček
a-
as well. Sorry, T Howen. I think Souček, his performances this season, the goals he's scoring, sort of gives him the edge over Declan Rice. But I do rate Declan Rice.
I
He's
just
a
like to
brilliant
say
player.
something about Souček actually. I saw this insane stat about him. Like I think he has the most headed clearance in the league or something like that. And it's not like it's like no competition. He has like 138 headed clearances, and the next best is like in the hundreds. I don't really have the stat with me right now, but that's just something that really stood out to me, and that's insane, lah.
Okay, there you go, Vikas, to hammer home
Yeah.
the
And,
catalyst for West Ham.
Yeah, I
as
also like to put it
Souček.
out there that Praveen's reply is my favorite one. If you guys
Which Praveen? Prav 20.
Proud 20, yes.
Okay.
As he takes a
Yep,
piece at
they
Liverpool.
are 1 point behind Liverpool for anyone who's keeping count, and they have a game in hand. So
Yep.
it's a
It's
wonderful time
brilliant.
to be alive.
Absolutely.
And I just wanna just add on a little bit to this. Pramod said just now, he said like surprise package, you don't expect them to perform that well at the start of the season. No one expected West Ham to perform this well, because last season
Exactly.
they were fighting relegation, and then all of a sudden now they are eyeing a Champions League spot. If they play their cards right, I think it's possible.
Plus, they had some issues with the board. I think, like if you see Mark Noble, he went out and publicly criticized.
Yeah, I mean their owners are notoriously
so
not
it's very
good.
Yeah, actually credit to David Moyes as well. Like he was sacked previously and he came back and he's done a fantastic job for them.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
all the criticism is taken. I mean, including myself when he was at United. I mean, I still don't believe he should be given more time. I think it was the right decision to sack him because I don't think United should play that way. But I mean, credit to him. He's been doing well. Finally, a manager of his pedigree gets the respect he deserves. So yeah, that's good for West Ham.
Okay. If it's okay with anyone, I wanna move on.
Yeah.
Okay. So at Steph Sue and at Timothy Lim, they say Leeds United are a surprise package, and Patrick Bamford is their catalyst. So yep. So who wants to take that?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah,
So
go on.
Leeds United, I think everybody knows that they play some very very nice football, and they are very very aggressive. So their intention is always to move the ball forward and score goals, and just play a very attractive style of football. So I think the biggest thing that surprises me is their ability to translate that play at the Premier League level, because it's all good doing it at the Championship, but can you keep up with the big boys in the Premier League? And I think they've done pretty well for their first season. And I agree that Bamford has been a big part of their success. I think 12 goals in your first season back, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
And
it is.
yeah, and I think in terms of catalyst, just the amount of players they have who are able to have a creative output, like players like Rafinha, Click. I mean, like players like Stuart Dallas and Luke Ayling, who are who used to be classic defenders before Bielsa came in, are now regularly involved in the build-up play, which is I think it's not a very easy thing to pull off. So I think credit to Bielsa, because before he came in, a lot of the players that are now regulars for them, right? Like they were in danger of losing their spot and being sold off. Like players like Ayling and Calvin Phillips, who's now seen as a very promising player for England. He's completely transformed the side. So I think you have to give credit to Bielsa and this side and their conviction in playing the way they want to play. Because like we've pointed out in previous podcasts, they've gotten hammered because of this approach. But they've also gotten some very, very good results because of this approach. So it's I guess over time we'll see how they adapt to the league. Like I'm very interested to see how they play next season, because I don't know whether they will be adopting this same fearless approach or whether they are looking to progress to something more balanced. So it's interesting.
Knowing Bielsa, I don't think they are gonna move to something more balanced.
I'm just curious in terms of defensive recruitments, whether they can they think of any players that can improve them. So it'll be interesting to see.
Sorry, just one more thing about Souček. I just have to correct myself. It wasn't the headed clearances, actually aerial battles won, and Souček does have 138, and the next best is Ollie McBurney from Sheffield with 101.
Oh yes, big Ollie.
Big Ollie, yeah. So I mean that's still a very impressive
competition
stat.
there.
Yeah, so it's
That's
aerial
very
battles
impressive.
one. Yeah, it's aerial battles one, not headed clearances. Just to clarify.
Honestly, the fact that he scored 8 goals still surprises me to this day. Like I don't know how someone who's playing in the central defensive midfield position can score at such a regular rate. It's just very, very surprising.
That's
13-14 I tried to keep checking his age to make sure hoping it's under 23 to include him into the topic just now, but unfortunately I think he's slightly older. He just missed the cut.
Just missed the
I
cut.
mean Diogo Jota just missed the cut. I would have said Diogo Jota, but he turned 24 2 months ago. Oh, okay. So now the last submission for Shots from the Stands is by Rushil. So Rushil, he says Man United, a surprise package. He forgot to add their catalyst this season, but we'll just breeze past that. Come on, Vikas, you wanna take it away?
Yep. So yes, thanks Rushil for the shout. I think first of all, the first player on everyone's lips will be Bruno Fernandes. So I don't want to really go into that too much. I think it's self-explanatory. He's taken the most shots in the league, and he's quite close to being the top scorer. I mean, okay, Salah is still way ahead, but he's in and around that top scorer list. And I mean, okay, if you were to ask me personally who has been the catalyst, I would say McTominay and Fred. Personally, that's my take at least. They've been very, very important because they've been protecting the backline very, very well, and it's key to Solskjaer's system. The way he plays the two central defensive mids sitting in front of the back four. So yeah, I think it's a very good shot. Okay, in terms of surprise package, I think United, like, okay, last season we had a very good surge in form towards the end of the season, but I still think given the dismal start we had this season, no one really expected us to be in the running for the league title. Then suddenly in January we are on top of the league and we're actually in the mix. So yeah, definitely in that sense, from where we started off in the season and to where we are right now, where I think City are still going to run away with it, but to be still in the mix, to have an outside chance of winning the title, I think is still something that's quite surprising and definitely a very good shout for being the surprise package of the season.
Yep. Okay.
I think ultimately the thing is that people didn't expect United to be challenging for the title this season.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
people
I think we
thought,
were expected to close the gap.
I think people did, to be honest, like towards the end of last
I don't know.
season,
I
right,
didn't
when
personally.
we actually had that amazing run.
I saw United competing for Champions League, but title was it came as a surprise to me.
It's okay. What I mean is, I feel more so this start of this season because we lost the first game to Crystal Palace 3-1. It was so bad. Like
Yes.
even the seasons where we are not in the mix, right? They generally win our first games. Like it's like we beat Chelsea 4-0. We are supposed to win the first games. We always get off to a good start, and that kind of a start just seemed to. I personally thought that Solskjaer maybe he's going to get sacked or something, like the run of fixtures he was having. But thank God that everyone had a very, very bad run of games, and somehow we are in the mix for the title race. And yeah, I mean, still stand by Solskjaer as my man, lah. But there's another debate for another day, lah.
I wanna move on to Football Mythbusters. This week will be presented to you proudly by Mr. Tarun. So Tarun, please take it away.
Yes, I will. So, after last week we talked about things like officiating and refereeing decisions, and I think there's a couple of things that there have been a misconception among many football fans, and one such thing is the last man idea. So basically, the idea that if you are the last man and you foul a defender who is if you foul an attacker who is coming at you, it is a straight red card. But that is not true. In fact, there is no such thing as a last man in the FA rules.
Okay.
So what we are actually talking about in this case is the rule called the denying obvious goal scoring opportunity. So what the rule says is, if you stop an attacker who is clear through on goal, it is a foul, and it is a serious foul, but it is not a red card offense.
Okay.
So what is a red card offense in an obvious goal scoring opportunity is if you handball and you stop the play. But if you foul inside the box as denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, if you attempted to play the ball, it is not a direct red card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the penalty still gets given, but it's not a red card. So if let's say you go in for a tackle, you miss the tackle, you are the last man, but the penalty gets given, you don't get a red card, you get off with a yellow card. But of course, if you go in and you have some rough play, you push the player or something, if you don't attempt to play the ball, that is a red card.
Okay.
So it is.
So what is? Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so it's dependent
Because-
on whether the guy goes for the ball or not. That is the defining factor. On
Yes,
whether
exactly. You have to attempt to play the ball to not get a red card.
Yeah.
it's- Okay.
So
That's interesting.
Tarun, are you done?
Just one more thing about
go
some of the factors that constitute what an obvious goal scoring opportunity refers to. The things that are taken into consideration will be things like distance between the attacker with the ball and the goal, the general direction of the play, the likelihood of a keeper of the player keeping or taking the ball, and the location and the number of defenders around the attacker.
Right.
So all these things have to be just nice to actually send a player off for this offense.
Yeah. So, what I wanted to say is, sorry, are you done first?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, so what I wanted to say is, after listening to this, I think it paints the David Luiz red card that we talked about in the last episode in a whole other light, because it sort of ticks all the boxes for it to be a red card, because Luiz's foot was nowhere near the ball. So from a rules standpoint, I think after what Tarun has mentioned here, I think that was from a rules standpoint, that's the correct decision. Whether the rules should be like that is a different debate, because I don't wanna dwell into it again. But then I don't even know how much Luis knew about you guys get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty big misconception, like the whole last man idea. But it's just that idea of last man is not in the rules at all.
It just reminds me of the Suarez handball against Ghana. So only if you do that kind of
that is
considered
okay.
That's
so
blatant.
it has to be that serious to become a red card, lah. Or okay.
Yeah.
But just like
if you handball anywhere in the field and it's a obvious goal scoring opportunity, it's a straight red.
Okay,
Okay.
Is this a new, like this last man thing? I'm just curious. I don't know. I mean, you don't necessarily have to answer this. I mean, it's The thing is, like, I'm just wondering if this is actually a new rule that was in, or has it been there for quite some time?
I don't think it's particularly new. I think maybe it's a few seasons, because I remember they changed some of these rules about obvious goal scoring opportunities. I think maybe 2 or 3 seasons back. Not too sure.
Okay.
But it's
it's pretty recent, right? I think before that there was still the last man rule, right? It's just that
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they changed it to not a straight red in that sense. Quite recently.
Okay, I remember that.
okay, interesting.
Okay. So are we done with that topic?
Yeah.
Yep, I am done.
Okay. So let's move on to L of the week. Who has L of the week. I mean, stupid of me to ask. L of the week goes to Alisson Becker. In case you guys for some reason didn't see the intro of this video,
Adrian Becker.
Okay. Yeah. So L of the week goes to Alisson. I'm sorry, Ali. But yeah. And the next segment, dub of the week. The last and final segment. Who has a dub of the week for me this week?
I would like to point out Mr. Tarun for having a fantastic FPL.
Yeah. Wait, dub of the week is Tarun for having a.
Oh, wait, by the way, guys,
Oh
if you
my
haven't joined the FPL,
God.
please join. The link will be in our Instagram or either in this YouTube link description. Yeah, okay. Coming back, he actually made I thought in my book was a fantastic move, lah. It was a double game week for Gundogan, and he triple captained him, and my man Tarun got 57 points from just one match alone, and he still has to play Everton. So so he's probably going to be dominating the TNT Fantasy Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys cannot take
but
the
please,
take it
I
double
need-
the week if you guys want, but it's just
I
fun to
need
point
a
out.
I need a football dub of the week, please.
I was going to say Gundogan for the performance against Liverpool and City, but that kind of converges with what Vikas says. So
Yes, so we have
Technically.
a dual double the week.
I mean, one is real life, the other is FPL. I don't think it's the same.
Okay. Does anyone else have a really? Okay. So okay. Okay. So this is not good. Because Alisson's L sort of is Gundogan's dub, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh no,
So-
but I'm talking in terms of taking over the position that's left empty by.
Oh, okay,
KDB.
fine. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
My
he has
bad.
easily risen to that role of
Right.
the next KDB or what, like
Yeah.
Because he
So okay,
potentially
so
could replace-
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree
okay.
with that.
So dub of the week is Gundogan for either filling the role of Kevin De Bruyne, filling the space left behind by Kevin De Bruyne really well, or helping Tarun go to the top of the table in the in the next team FPL league. So,
Sure, that works, yeah.
So is your choice, guys. Whatever you guys think. So Gundogan gets the dub of the week. The reason
Vicky, I
is
think you
up to
had something else in
interpretation.
mind.
Sorry.
I think you had something else in mind for double of the week.
No, let's not go there. let's
Why?
let's end the podcast here. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. And that's about it. We'll see you next week. And see ya.
She and I enjoyed some banter together.